Hello everyone and welcome to another GTA discussion video. So something very strange happened to me the other day, and it basically boils down to the idea that all of my jobs from PS4 transferred to the Xbox One. Yeah, sounds really weird, doesn't it? I'm going to start at the beginning just to give you guys a bit of context about this. So when I first bought GTA, I bought it on the Xbox 360. That was my main console. That's what I used the majority of the time. That's what I created all my first tracks on. That's what I played on pretty much. That was my main online character. That's what I got all the achievements on when I completed the game 100%, you know. That was my main console. But when we had old gen, you know, there were a lot of people asking me if I could bring my tracks to PS3. Obviously they were only available on 360, so I decided to buy the game for PS3 as well, and then I recreated all my tracks, you know, by hand on PS3 to make it available for everybody. But I had an online character on PS3 that I didn't really use that much. I used it, you know, a little bit. It got to a level 90, but I didn't really put any effort into it or anything like that. It was only for sort of when I needed to play with people on PS3. Now, fast forward to next gen. Next gen comes out, I decide to go with the PS4 as my main console. Now, obviously you can do a character migration, you can transfer your character from old gen to new gen, and when I did that, I chose my Xbox 360 character to transfer over, obviously because it was my main one, it was a higher level, had all the money, had all the cars. It was just the one that I played on most often and the one that I was more used to. So that transferred over, and all of my tracks from the Xbox 360 also transferred over to the PS4 as well. Now, fast forward even further to the PC release. When the PC came out, in the intervening time from going from old gen to new gen and going from PS4 to PC, I had made a lot more tracks. You know, I'd made additions to Olympic GP and, you know, Blaine County 24 Hours. I'd made Rallycross tracks, all kind of different variations. I had a lot of circuits, and I was really hoping that when I transferred my character from PS4 to PC that all of my tracks would follow suit, because obviously that's what I was going to do, you know. The functionality was there to transfer your character from PS4 to PC. That's obviously what I'm going to go for. I'm not just going to, you know, go back and use one of the older characters. So I did that, and all of my tracks did successfully transfer over to PC. You know, absolutely perfect recreations, guaranteed 100% to be exactly the same as what they were on PS4. So I was happy about that. I was really happy, and that was great, and that was fantastic. Now I still have PS4 as my main way to play the game. It's just nice that all of my tracks are available on PC as well. So, as you may already know, I bought the Xbox One for Gears of War. So I've been playing Gears of War on the Xbox One, and I figured that I might as well get GTA for it as well, just so I can play with you guys who are on Xbox One. Now, when it came to having my tracks on the Xbox One, that was done by other people in the community helping me out and recreating my circuits. You know, they were absolutely fantastic recreations. They were pretty much exactly correct, but ultimately I was relying on other people to recreate my circuits for me. So that was okay with me though, you know, I wasn't too bothered about that. I just assumed that when I started up on the Xbox One, I would then bookmark those circuits and just use those recreations sort of as my own. So what I did is, I was obviously going to do a character migration again, because, you know, why would I start from level 1 when I could start from level 90? And obviously the only one that was left for me to transfer was my PS3 character. This level 90 character that I hadn't used for months, that I'd hardly used at all, really. Had pretty strange car choices for, you know, best cars in the class and whatever, because it's so old. That was the character that was the only thing that was available to me. I'd already transferred my 360 character to PS4. You can't transfer your PS4 character to the Xbox One, that only goes to PC. So that was the only thing that was left. So I did it, and I just expected that nothing would change. You know, the few PS3 jobs would, the 2 PS3 jobs that I had left over would transfer to the Xbox One, and that was pretty much it. But to my surprise, when I loaded up the Xbox One with my new character, with my transferred character, all of my PS4 jobs were on the Xbox One. And this absolutely staggered me. I couldn't believe it. and this isn't just me making a mistake and getting it wrong. I actually checked them all. You know, every single job from PS4 is created exactly the same as it is on PS4, now transferred over to the Xbox One. How is that possible? I didn't imagine that was even a thing. How is that even a thing? It just baffled me completely, because I didn't even transfer my PS4 character over. I transferred my PS3 character over. So somehow those PS4 jobs must be linked to that PS3 character in some very strange way. It may be an oversight by Rockstar or whatever, you know, just don't know the reason why really. But ultimately, all of my PS4 jobs transferred to the Xbox One. So if you're on Xbox One, you can actually play the original creations as they're meant to be played. You know, you don't have to play recreations made by somebody else, which, although they were absolutely fantastic, and I really do appreciate those guys for recreating my tracks. A lot of work went into them, and I thank them so much for even bothering to do that. There's something just a little bit different about that compared to having the originals, and for me personally, to have all my tracks under my name again on a different platform is absolutely fantastic. So this was a really, really nice surprise that all of my PS4 jobs are now on Xbox One from myself. I updated all of the links on the main site where all of my tracks are normally held. I'll put the link to that in the first line of the description. So you know, if you do want to check those out, or if you're on Xbox One and you want to sort of update those tracks and use the originals from myself, you can do that. That's all down there. It's very easy to do. You know, you just click on the name of the track that you want, and then you're given all the options for all the platforms. So yeah, basically all of my jobs are recreated absolutely exactly as they are on the PS4, also on the PC and on the Xbox One as well. So all of my tracks, the only exception is Ron Raceway, which happened after my transfer from PS4 to PC, which has been recreated very, very well on the PC anyway, so it's pretty much exactly the same regardless. But every single track that I had on PS4, that I have on PS4 and use regularly, is available on all of the new gen systems exactly the same as what it should be on PS4. And there's a few tracks that were never available on Xbox One because they were very difficult to recreate. A few people maybe had a go, and you know, they didn't really do that great of a job. They're now all on there. You know, Lucky Jim's Rallycross, I think, was one of them. The LSGP kart track was one of them as well. They're all on there exactly the same as what they are on the PS4, and it's just fantastic to see. So that raises the question then of, why aren't jobs cross-platform in the first place? You know, why, now that obviously this doesn't count, this doesn't go for old gen, you know, there's lots of limitations with old gen, with, you know, you only get 50 props and 16 players. You know, we're never going to be able to make anything cross-platform with old gen, I would say. But now that we are on new gen with Xbox One, PS4 and the PC, and as Rockstar mentioned, you know, they're sort of pushing towards those now rather than focusing on old gen anymore, as I mentioned in the previous video. Why don't we have this functionality yet, that you can create a job on PS4, wait a little bit of time, because you know the character migration as itself takes a little bit of time, so you would assume that transferring a job to different platforms would take a little bit of time as well. But you wait a little bit of time, and that job that you've created on PS4 is now available on Xbox One and PC, exactly recreated, because the functionality is there. It's possible for this to happen, because I've just proved it. I've just taken my PS4 jobs and transferred them to the Xbox One. However, you know, it was done, we don't know. It was probably just a bug or an oversight or something like that. But regardless, it has happened, and it was very lucky for me that it has happened, because it just makes everything so much nicer from a personal standpoint to have all my tracks there. But why don't we have that in general? You know, even if maybe Rockstar think that there would be too many jobs, or you know, too much to cope with, you could even put a sort of, I don't know, some requirements on it that you have to have over 50% like rating and over 100 plays or something before it then becomes available on different platforms, whatever. But I just don't understand why we don't have this yet. And it would be great to see, you know, could you imagine creating a job on the PC and then everybody on Xbox One and PS4 also being able to play it, and the same goes for all of the others as well. It would be a great feature to be able to just send someone a single link to a track or a job, and it's automatically available on their console. You don't have to get somebody to recreate it. You don't have to send them a different link. For example, on the website that I use, where you have to choose which platform that you have, because they're all different links. They're all separate tracks themselves. It would be so much easier if it was just one link and one track. So if anybody from Rockstar ever does watch this video, please give us that option. Tell us why we don't have that. Give us a reason, because so far, before this had happened, I could imagine that there may be some limitations to being able to make tracks cross-platform. But as it stands now, I just don't understand any reason why, considering my PS4 tracks have just transferred to the Xbox One exactly right, and all of them have done that. It's just, there's no other real reason for not doing it anymore. So yeah, let me know all your thoughts down below as well. Is it pretty bad still that we don't have cross-platform jobs when all of this functionality exists? It is just me, right? This is pretty weird that it's not just me that thinks that it's pretty weird that all of my tracks went from PS4 to Xbox One. That's let me know down below. Make sure that's not just me, because when it happened, I just thought, whoa, this is so weird. This is just crazy. So yeah, let me know all your thoughts down below. If you are on Xbox One, congratulations, you've got all of my tracks available now. The link's in the first line of the description as well. Remember that. You just click on the links that you need, and it would take you to the track link for your platform. But yeah, it's so strange, and it led me to this thought of why we don't have cross-platform jobs when I've just done it. I've just had all of my jobs become cross-platform by transferring over. Why is that not the norm now, especially as we're sort of pushing towards new gen? So yeah, let me know all your thoughts down below. Can't believe this has happened. It's fantastic from my perspective, but I do want to say a big thank you to all of those guys who did recreate all of my tracks, and also all of those guys who've recreated them with a few compromises on old gen. If you are still on old gen, the majority of my tracks are still on there as well. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate all of your support as always, and I'll see you next time.